Welcome back. So glad you're joining me back in the kitchen. My name is Vicki-Lynne. If you're new here, I follow a plant-based diet / vegan diet, and I'm on a journey to lose some weight, to lower my cholesterol, and to move my body every day. I hope that interests you. If it does, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and scooch on over and hit that bell icon because you want to be notified every time one of my videos up. I'm always cooking, meal prepping, and doing grocery hauls, so I hope you'll join me. Today we made our chorizo, our homemade chorizo, using our enchilada sauce and some TVP. Super simple. Now I'm going to show you how to do a very simple tofu scramble, and I'm actually going to save some of the tofu and I'm going to make some egg salad sandwiches from it because I'm just in the mood for that right now. And some of our filling, which will be our tofu scramble, I am going to make into dumplings. So let's get cooking. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my egg salad sandwich. And what I like to do is I like to chop some of it up into small little squares or however you want to. And then I also like to crumble some of it just to give it a different mouth feel. We are going to kind of break it down with a fork anyway. And I'll link this recipe. I have this. I'm just going to chop a little bit of white onion. A little bit of turmeric. Make it look eggy. I like a little dill in mine. The magic ingredient is a little calomanac, which is black salt. It's going to give it that sulfury, eggy taste. I like to add a little tart, which is going to be a little bit of mustard. And then just some of my homemade mayo. And we're going to give that a big old stir. Smells like egg sandwiches. I love that calomanac. It really does add great flavor. Last thing I want to do is add in a little bit of caper, maybe a little of the caper juice. See how easy that was? Easy and delicious. Now, of course, you can have yours with lettuce and all that fun stuff. I kind of like it just plain with some fresh black pepper on it. Doesn't that look great? I'm so excited. This is like one of my favorite kind of treats, I guess. So now to make our chorizo scramble, you can do it any way you want. Honestly, some days I'll fry up mushrooms and onions and more peppers and stuff and add it in. And then other days I'm just going to add in my chorizo and my tofu. You could always add turmeric. I probably will add turmeric. I try to put turmeric in most of the things that I eat. But you can just do it any way you're in the mood for it. It's going to turn out good. This chorizo recipe is delicious. You can make it as hot or as mild as you want it. And it's so flavorful that you don't need the add-ons, but you can put them in if that's what you want. And I will link for the TVP that I use in my chorizo. Super simple. So let's put together just a simple tofu chorizo scramble. So you're just going to warm up your pan. I'm going to use probably half of this. Yeah, I'll save some for another time. This goes in the freezer really well, and I'm just going to put it in a reusable bag. Just remember, with the chorizo, everything stains. Not going to lie to you. We're just going to take our tofu. And that's the great thing. If you live by yourself, you don't have to make a huge batch and eat this all week unless you want to. I also love to have this ready to go. One for breakfast, but also two for tacos. I love putting this in just a taco shell with some toppings. So easy. Let's add in just some turmeric. It already has the spice in it. Turn your heat down a little bit. And then I like to add just a little bit of water just to kind of help it not stick. This is also really good for a dumpling recipe, which I'll show you later. We're gonna just warm this up, cook it through, and then we're gonna let it cool down. Again, very high in protein, super easy. If you really enjoy the chorizo, double the recipe. Keep little containers filled in your freezer so you can just take it out. It is super easy to make. And again, I'm using my enchilada recipe and my chorizo recipe that I have a couple of shorts for, so I'll hook those up for you. There we go. Always want to give it a taste, see how it is, see if it needs anything. That is so good. That's perfect. Just going to turn off the heat. We're going to let that cool down before we make some of our dumplings. So with what we made, our tofu scramble with chorizo, we are going to make some dumplings out of it. Now I get the nasoya. Those are the plant-based ones that I found that don't have egg or anything in them, and they're very easy to work with, and honestly they're pretty easy to find. Usually Whole Foods, our Mexican market has it sometimes, and they have different ones. You can have like the wonton wrappers or the smaller, bigger ones for spring rolls and stuff, so just keep an eye out for them. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do these ones. So the first thing I do is I get a tray and I line it with parchment paper or a silk pack because I like to freeze these individually first, just because they're easier to pull apart. Once they're frozen solid, that's when I'll put them in a reusable bag. And then that way when I want a couple of dumplings, I can take them out and steam them or boil them. You could air fry them, you could pan fry them, whatever you want. We're just going to take a wrap, and again, you can make them however you want, whatever shape, however much you want to put in them. I find that usually like a tablespoon is good. And then you're going to want to wet two sides, and then you're going to pull over, and you know what? I stand corrected. That's going to be too much filling. We don't want that. We don't want it to explode on us. There we go. It's all trial and error, guys, so there's no wrong way. You're going to take make sure you tuck in all the ingredients and make sure that they line up. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Pinch, pinch, pinch. So pinching them is very important. Now you could also, these ones are too full. I'll do another one. And just put them on the tray. So again, now we're going to do like a teaspoon. That's probably much better. You're just going to wet two sides. That's basically your glue to keep them together. I usually get the round ones and then you complete them, pleat them. And I do on my regular video but these ones you can actually turn and make them like a little hat and pinch them together. So it all depends on what you want. So I'm just going to continue to make my wontons or dumplings, whatever you want to call them, and they're going to go in the freezer, and I'll show you them after they're frozen solid, and then we'll wait again to whenever you want them. So I'm just kind of batching this so that I always have like a little either snack or a little something that I can put together with a salad or something, and it's still high protein and it's delicious and spicy. So guys, until next time, thank you so much for hanging around with me. I always love the company. I hope you've gotten at least one tip or trick from me today, and if you did, please leave that down below. Tell me something new that you learned today or something that you liked about this video. I greatly appreciate you guys each and every day, and I will see you in the next one.